First obstacle, you're going to use feet and hands as needed on these slanted steps, using every step and then using feet only to transfer onto these smaller steps to land past the red tape. From there, you can use hands and feet to mount the cargo net. You're going to traverse along the side that way to the cargo net. You're going to keep going, making sure you're not putting your feet anywhere that they're going to get stuck, just to be careful for safety. Then you're going to transfer onto this green hold. With your hands, careful not to grab the bolts, just grab onto the hold itself. And then you're going to reach out and grab that ring and get both your feet on the wall using the climbing holds. Now there's two hooks hanging from this ring, so you're going to take a hook in each hand and use feet on the climbing holds and hands on the hooks to hook the hooks into the rings to traverse along until you've reached the last ring. Now you can match your hooks in the rings as needed. You don't have to do one at a time, that's fine. Once they're both in that last ring, you can use hands on the climbing holds past that line of tape and feet on the bottom climbing holds as normal to keep traversing. There's no restriction on which climbing holds you can use. You can use whichever ones you like. Keep going along the side. Figure out the best path for you with your hands and your feet. Keeping going until you get past the line of tape with both feet. Next, you're going to grab hands on the vertical poles and feet on the ledge. You're going to traverse along. Now you're going to use each of these poles and as much of the ledge as you need to keep traversing until you've reached the last of those pink poles. Then you are going to transfer to the trapeze bar there. And you get a good swing and start going the other way. You're going to start swinging along. You can skip as needed, but you do need to use the first and last. So you're going to get to this rope, and then it's going to be a big swing and a lâché to dismount past the tape. Make sure you land on that crash mat. Up next is the balance. You're going to walk along the balance, not using this box here at all, just on the beams, and then onto the bosu with your feet only on this obstacle. Make sure you're not going any of the side structures. Then you're going to be careful because those spin, and you're going to walk along and land past the red tape. Next up is the cliffhanger. You're going to use only the holds shown in this demonstration. They'll be marked in some way that you can't use the other ones on the day of competition. And you're going to use each of these holds going all the way up and then back down using hands only and dismounting to the platform. You don't need to use both hands on the last hold, just one hand. You're going to jump to that ring, and again, first and last on these, so you can use the ring and whatever you need to in between. I don't imagine anyone will be able to skip, but it is allowed. Make sure you're not grabbing the bolts as well when you're grabbing those, climbing holds. And then swinging along here to reach that. Make sure you don't grab over the top of that cone, and then dismounting to the trapeze bar, which you're going to use the trapeze bar to keep going across, and then mount the spider walk. So once you've got to the last trapeze bar, you can mount the spider walk, hands and feet on the sides of the spider walk. You're not allowed to grab over the top. You're not allowed to grab the cups for the flying bar there. You're going to keep traversing, pressing your feet and hands against it till you land on this mat. Next up, you're going to grab onto this X hold here, grabbing the black parts and doing a lâché to catch the next one. From here, it's either a lâché or a span to reach that ring, which is on a slider, and you're going to use that to slide along and reach the platform at the end. So you can grab like this and get a good swing going and slide along and then dismount to the platform. From there, it's the warp ball. You're going to grab up the 11-foot one and make sure you don't use any of the lower ones to help you up, and then you can climb down along the side. You get 3 attempts, and your best attempt counts.